You know, the new year is almost here, so it's a good time to evaluate your job and your career path and make sure you're headed in the right direction.
So who are we talking to?
Our buddy Phil Blair from Manpower is going to step in and give you a little direction.
This is Good Morning San Diego.
Just ahead on Good Morning San Diego, the final months of 2012. Great time to evaluate, final weeks actually, great time to evaluate your job situation and career path.
Coming up, Phil Blair from Manpower is stopping by with some direction. Just after Christmas, it's time for the new year, and that means time to do a little introspection about your current work situation and your career direction. So our buddy Phil Blair from Manpower is here to get us organized and in the right direction. Good morning to you, Phil.
That's right. Good morning, Alexis.
So I guess it is a good time as the new year begins to think about, is this where I want to be? Is this where I want to be going?
Well, it is. And let's talk about people who are working right now. Take a little different approach this morning. We have to manage our career. I don't want our listeners to be like little dolls bobbing around and the job taking them wherever it takes them, and they look back 20 years and go, why did I stay here? Why did I don't like this. Why did I do this? So let's stop and do a little introspection as we're talking about, because the new year is coming. And there's four things, and if anybody's had an MBA program knows these all day long: your strengths, your opportunities, your weaknesses, and your threats. It's called SWOT. And you do a SWOT analysis of the situation. And today, let's talk about the strengths. I mean, literally get out a piece of paper and write what makes you good at what you're doing right now.
And then once you have that list, do you take a look and see if you do any of those things in your current job?
Right. This is what I do really well. I like working with people. I like motivating people. That's what interests me. Why am I sitting in a cubicle adding numbers up? That's not my strength. I just sort of evolved into that because it was the first job I got offered, and 8 years ago I'm still here.
Well, what do you say to people who make that list and think, I got to do something else, but because the economy isn't so great right now, they're afraid to risk the job that they have for something that may not even exist?
Well, don't think about risking the job you have. You can, because of the internet and because of networking, you can work very hard to look for that next opportunity without your current employer knowing it. And we need to do that.
To protect yourself and see if there is anything else that could be better for you.
There is. We work so many hours a day and so many hours in our life. I really want people to enjoy what they do for a living, not wake up in the morning and dread going to work, but wake up and go, wow, what am I going to do today at work? That can't happen. Don't give up on that dream. But we need to understand what our strengths are, because when we're going out and meeting with people and looking for jobs, we have to sell ourselves, and we have to be able to say, these are the 4 or 5 things I'm really good at, and I'm comfortable selling these strengths. And keep the list, keep adding to it. Talk to other people, because they'll say, Alexis, you're really good at really? I never thought I was. Write it down.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's a great feature. A lot of times other people have a lot more admiration for us than we do.
Well, sure. And you want to be humble, but now's not the time when you're looking for a job.
When you're selling that I'm the right person for you to hire, this is not the time to be humble by any means.
Okay.
What are you missing by not hiring me is what our theme is in that job interview.
Okay, so next week you're going to talk about the opposite of our strengths, which is our weaknesses.
Our weaknesses. And we need to know what those are, because we need to be able to answer questions around those weaknesses. We need to talk about what we're going to do about those weaknesses, because the goal is to turn those into strengths.
Okay.
And we can do that.
And then after that is opportunities and threats, so we'll go over all those in the coming weeks.
An ongoing series, a 4-part series today here.
Great idea,
at KUSI.
Phil. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week for the weaknesses.
That's right.
Okay.